Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel, Bagoday Crochet, where we talk about everything that is yarn and crochet related. And every once in a while knit. I do, excuse me, I do want to say that I do not knit, but I do like to enjoy looking at knitted items and showing them sometimes. I'm talking about ones that I purchased off of people and stuff. Anyways, if that sort of thing interests you, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out, I do have over 1,000 crochet tutorials and I continue to put them on as often as possible. So today's video is going to be about yarn. So I bought some new yarn that Hobium had. Now I haven't purchased from Hobium in a long time and I really like Hobium a lot. Now if you're not familiar with Hobium, I'll put a link below. It's just hobiumyarns.com. Is based in Turkey. I purchased from them so many times. I like a lot of their yarns. I do notice that a lot of their yarns have went up a bit in price, but I can't say that's not the same for every yarn company actually. But they have some new yarns, and I did buy this yarn probably like 3 weeks ago, and it's been sitting in a box, and I haven't had time to show anybody. They actually have more new yarn out, but I'm going to show you the new yarn that I got this time, and perhaps later I'll purchase the other new yarn. Now I do only usually purchase from Hobium when they have a yarn sale, and they did have one. I believe it was like, maybe it could have been a Black Friday sale. I don't know, it's been so long, but it was like 25% off. So but I'm going to give you the price of the yarn on the regular price, and if you sign up to their email list, you'll get notifications of when they have sales, and they do have sales quite often. What else can I tell you about them? Oh, they always ship in a timely manner. They ship DHL, and it usually only takes a few days to get to my house from Turkey to Illinois. Their shipping is, shipping from Turkey, I don't have a problem paying shipping on things. I think their shipping is reasonable. To the United States, it can run anywhere from like $20 to $35, depending on how much you get. I think if you spend over $200, it's free. But really, if you think about it, I mean, I've shipped all over the place, and that is an extremely good deal to ship a big box of yarn for $35. Even a small box for $20 is cheap coming from Turkey, because it costs me that much money just to ship something an hour away from me. So in the United States, even more sometimes. So like, shipping never bothers me to pay shipping. I don't care about shipping. Okay, let's talk about the yarn now. Enough chit chat. It's yarn time, right? Okay, when you purchase from Hobium and you spend over $50, you get a bag. They've had many bags over the years. These are relatively newer ones and they're big, that they've come out with. So get that. And you always get a coupon code too. If you purchase from them, you'll get a coupon code for 15% off your next order. So sometimes it works with sale items and sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends on Hobium's mood, I think. I don't know. But yes, I've always liked Hobium. Okay, so first off, I have what is called, it's this Atrophiel. It's a nice brand of yarn. This is the Big Mama. So let me open it up. I think it's just an acrylic yarn. We'll look at it here. Ew. Throw my paper back over here so I can just clean it up when I'm done. Okay. The Big Mama by Atrophiel. Atrophiel is a brand that Hobium sells. Like I said, it's a nice brand of yarn. So the Big Mama is 100% acrylic, 400 grams, 1,200 meters. So you're talking about 12, maybe close to 1,400 yards. I'm just guessing on that. Of a machine washable, but do not dry. I have no idea why they say you can't dry it. I don't see why you couldn't, it being 100% acrylic. And Hobium sometimes misclassifies their yarn as well as ice. So I'll just show you a picture here, a thing here, and this is what it is. I consider it to be like a light worsted, close, well, a lighter 4-weight, between a 3 and a 4. How about that? But it feels fine for an acrylic yarn. It's just nothing wrong with it. Soft and Red Heart, because I always use Red Heart as a base line, because I say most people probably know about that, but It's probably like a red heart with love. But there's nothing wrong with that. And it's $7.78 per ball. They have a lot of colors, but most of them are always sold out. It's usually only in pink and white. But this is their pink. It's pale pink. So I got that. $7.78 a ball. Let's move on here. I got, let me grab my pen so I can mark off as I go, so I don't, because I wrote it all down before I started, so I wouldn't have to. Okay. Up next is, this was a new, this is called Yarn Art Passion. Yarn Art's a nice brand. I like it. They sell a lot of pretty yarns. Hobium sells a lot of yarn art. And this was new. So, smells clean. Hobium always smells clean. They're always well packaged and everything like that. And I can't really say anything bad about Hobium. Their customer service is good. Well, to me, I have never had anything personally bad happen with me with Hobium ever. I always get what I order. And they always ship it in a timely manner. And I don't know. It's just, I can't say anything bad about them. They have nice yarns. So this was new. Passion. I like the colors on it. Those are so my colors. It's a little bit, it can be a little bit busy. And it is a roving style yarn, as you can see. If you don't know what that is, if you look at my playlist of Yarn 101, I'll put that link below. It'll teach you what a roving yarn is, as well as other yarns. But it's kind of like a single plied yarn there. See that? It's about a 4-weight. So it is 100 grams, 100 grams, 3.52 ounces, 200 meters, which is 219 yards. It's 80 acrylic, 20 wool. So the Passion is $4.20 a ball. The thing is with Hobium, you can buy it by the ball. Unlike ice, you have to buy it by the pack. Or you can buy it by the pack. And if you buy by the pack on Hobium, you get it 10% cheaper. So it's $4.20 a ball, or a 5-pack. They come in 5 packs. Would be 10% cheaper. 10 cents a ball cheaper. So that is what this one is. I like it. I think it's very pretty. It feels like a wool acrylic blend. You know, I would make something. I would wear it around my neck. It wouldn't bother me. But I think the colors, I don't know, the colors are getting me on that. It's got that teal in it. You see that teal with the brown? That's beautiful yarn. Now I noticed that, I didn't notice it really at the time, but I noticed it when it got here. They had a new yarn by Yarn Art called Olympia. And it's the same, but thicker. And I actually got the exact same color in it. And I didn't even know that I did that. I just must have liked this color a lot to pick it out twice on 2 different yarns. So there's the Passion and the Olympia. They are the same, except for one is thicker than the other, as you can tell by looking. So the Olympia is $4.90 a ball, or you can get it in a 5-pack for 10% cheaper. It is 100 grams, 3.52 ounces, 100 meters or 110 yards. It's 80 acrylic and 20 wool. So it is thicker as thicker 5. No, I actually think that's a nice 5 if you ask me. 5-weight. I think that's what a 5-weight should look like. Cause some of them run on the inside nowadays. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or that's just me. But yeah, I like that. So it has a little bit less yardage than the 4-weight. Actually, quite a bit less yardage. 109 yards less, but you know, a bulkier yarn goes further. But everything else is the same about it. It's the roving style, and it's even the same color. And it smells clean. Alright, so that's the Olympia. Let's move on to a new one. It's the Bumpies. I always call this yarn the Bumpies. I'm not a fan of all the bumpies. See that? See how it's bumpy? Now, some people like this kind of yarn. Now, this is very similar to yarns that I've seen at, like, Michael's. Maybe Joann's. They have very similar ones. You'll notice that, though, quite a bit, that a lot of yarns are sold in the United States in, you know, Michael's, Joann's, Langerbrand. It's the same yarns they sell in Turkey. I don't know. I always say there's like one major yarn supplier, in the whole world, and they're just branding yarns for different people. That's my conspiracy theory. I'm certain it's not true, but I do think that some yarns come from the same yarn companies, and they just put the different labels depending on what store it's going to. Like this, if Michaels wanted it, they would just switch the label out and put it from Michaels. Actually, this one's a Yarn Art brand. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it just seems like that sometimes. So Yarn Art Revolution. It's a very pretty color. Those are definitely beautiful, beautiful Bagoday colors. There would be no other color I think I would choose other than that one. Looks like a very busy yarn, and like I said, it is the bumpies. It's like a roving style bumpy. Called the bumpies because you see how it's got that thread running through it, making it bumpy. Bumpy, it's the bumpies. So the Revolution is classified as a 7-weight jumbo. I think that's a 6, you know, but you can determine what you will. I call that a 6-weight. They're calling that a 7. Hand wash, do not dry. 150 grams, 5.3 ounces, 75 meters or 82 yards, and it's 80 acrylic, 20 wool. So it's kind of similar to the ones that we just looked at. And it's $6.10 a ball, or you could buy it by the 3-pack for 10% less. It's pretty. It feels pretty much kind of like these, except for the bumpiness. You can feel that. And yeah, I like that. You know, I probably wouldn't buy that again. It's a pretty color. I can't do the bumpies. But I would probably buy these two again. I don't know which one I would prefer. Probably whether it be they're classifying this one as a 4-weight, the Passion, which is where I agree with that. They're classifying this one as a 6. I still say it's more of a bulky 5, but to each their own, right? Whatever you think it is. I like both of those. All right, let's move on. I got some pretty yarns here. Okay, this was new as well. This was Yarn Art Jeans Splash. Now they have Yarn Art Jeans. This one's just called Jeans Splash. And it is 50 grams, 1.76 ounces, 160 meters or 174 yards. They classify this as a 2-weight yarn. It's 45 cotton, 55 acrylic. So they say this is a 2-weight. You see it's got that washed look to it. It's pretty. 2-weight. Let's see what your 2-weight looks like. There you go. You say you can think what you want on that. I'm going to give it a 3-weight classification. It's thicker than a 2. It feels like an acrylic cotton blend. Nothing wrong with it. I would make something out of it to wear against your skin. You know, feels like the classic acrylic cotton. If you've ever felt cotton cakes, feel similar to that. So the jeans is $2.60 a ball, or it comes in a 10-pack, which you can get 10% off if you buy it by the 10-pack. Excellent, excellent. Then I got this stuff. This is called Adore Dream by Yarn Art. That's very, very soft yarn. It's anti-peeling. It's pretty. Okay, well, why don't we read about it? It's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 280 meters or 306 yards of 100% anti-peeling acrylic. It is super soft. It's a very soft. Man, that's one of the softest anti-peelings I've ever felt. That is nice. It's very soft. Now, let's see. It says that you can machine wash, do not dry. I don't know why they're always saying that on these acrylics. They say it a lot nowadays. And they're classifying this as a 3-weight. I'm going to agree with that 3-weight classification. It does look like it could be a little splitty though. And it's a long self-striping. Well, I'd say medium self-stripe yarn. But I'm not going to say that it's not going to split because it is very loosely wound, and that could be a little bit making it a little bit softer because it's not wound so tight, but it is extremely like a squishy soft, like, I don't know, silky, squishy soft. Yeah, that would be nice to make something out of. So the Adore Dream Anti-Peeling is $4.70 a ball, or I don't think that's bad for over, 300 yards. Or you could buy it by the 5-pack and get 10% off. I like that one. I'd probably buy that again, even though it's a 3-weight. I'm not a fan of 3-weights, but you know what? I think I would. I don't know why, really know why I picked the purple. It's not generally a color I go towards, but it's very pretty. Got a hint of blue in it. I should whip that up on my Addy and see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm already 15 minutes in. Don't go, though. I'm going to whip that up on my Addy in a minute so we can just check it out. I'm curious. I got a few more to show you here. And then, I hate making my videos so long. So this one I was really excited about. Super excited to get this one. It looked really interesting. Now, whether it is, I don't know. Yarn Art Heritage. These are all new yarns that I've showed you. I think. Let's read about it. Let's read about it. 75 acrylic, 25 wool, 50 grams, 1.76 ounces, 125 meters, or 137 yards. And then classified as a lightweight 3. Machine wash, don't dry. Okay, lightweight 3. There you go. That's a thicker 3. So, that's pretty. What can I say about it? Acrylic wool blend. It feels like an acrylic wool blend. It's just, it's not. Acrylic wool blends are not always going to be the softer yarns that you find, but they're good enough. They're soft enough that I would make a scarf out of it. I don't know why. It's kind of busy, but I just love the colors in that one. Look at some of it's like mixed together with 2 colors. And then some of it is just solid. That's interesting. I want to see that on an Addy too. That's beautiful. I really like that one a lot. So the Heritage is $2.50 a ball. Or if you buy it by the 10-pack, you'll get 10% off of that. And again, I don't think that's a bad price. I would definitely probably buy that again. I'm curious to see what it looked like work up. Okay, I have a couple more here to show you. These are very pretty yarns, but they are a little bit pricey because they're hand dyed. But we'll go ahead and look at them. So this is called, it's from Gazal, which is a nice brand from that Hobium sells. It's called Gazal Worm, hand dyed or hand painted. The color is called Jade Green. 100% superwash merino fine wool. 150 grams, 5.3 ounces, 120 meters, or 131 yards of a 5-weight. Ooh, we're calling that a bulky 5, eh? Let's look at it and see. Feels good. Smells like hand-dyed yarn. That is pretty. That's very pretty. Now, that's got the bumpies, but I would use that still. That is pretty. It doesn't have a very pretty price. But if you look at it as a hand-dyed yarn, it's in line with that. And it is a 5-weight. Let's look at their 5-weight. It's like a roving. It's almost roving style. It's like roving style. Yeah, 5-weight. I say so. Some 5-weights are thinner nowadays. So the worm is $21.60 a hank. Or you can get 10% off if you buy the 3-pack, which I did buy the 3-pack. But remember, this is a hand-dyed yarn, and that's probably in line with the hand-dyed yarns. Actually, I've seen some hand-dyed yarns that are very, very expensive nowadays. Some of them worth it, some of them maybe not. I don't know. It really depends. But that is very pretty. And I did get it in this color as well. I got 2 colors of it. I got like Christmas colors. Isn't that pretty? Ruby Wine. Ruby Wine, although I did get Christmas colors, Ruby Wine is going to be a hat for me. Who knows? Jade Green might be too. So this is the same thing that I showed you. I gotta make a hat out of this. Yep. Even though it's the bumpies, it's going to be a hat. I have to. It's hat making material because that's what Bagoday wears, is hats. Alright. And then they have this. I always wanted to try this, but it's too thin for me to use. But you know what? I wanted to look at it and try it. This is from Gazal as well. This is their Wool Star. It's a hand-painted or hand-dyed 100% superwash fine Marita, 100 grams, 3.53 ounces, 350 meters or 382 yards. They classify this as a one weight. And of course, you don't want to dry this. She says you can machine wash, but you know, lay it flat to dry. These are all made in Turkey too, all these yarns. So the Wool Star is a hand dye. It's $18.30 a hank. Isn't a bad price considering what hand dyed yarn is nowadays. Or you can buy it by the 5-pack and get 10% off, which I did buy it by the 5-pack. The color I have here is called Tawny Olive. Oh, it's beautiful. That's like Dijon mustard colored. Let's see, they're saying this is a one weight. Let's look at this. Now, I don't like doubling yarn. Yeah, that's thin stuff. I know exactly who this is going to. I know someone who will put this to good use and make something extremely beautiful out of it. And it will go to that person. And possibly, you might see what they make out of it. Although I think it's very beautiful. A lot of people ask me, why do you buy these yarns if you don't keep them? Because I like to look at them. That's it. I wanted to look at this, and I wanted to touch it, and I wanted to smell it. I knew that I wouldn't be able to use it because it's a one weight. I don't particularly like doubling up yarns. It's just something I'm not really a fan of. I do it sometimes, but I don't hardly ever do it. But I got it just to show you guys, in case you were interested in it. I got it to look at it. I got it to feel it because it's a yarn I never felt before, and it's a really good feeling for me to get a yarn, to look at it and feel it if I've never looked at it or felt it before, and to tell you guys about it. But I knew that I wouldn't be able to keep it, so, but I know someone that will put it to excellent use, and that's where it's going to go. They're going to love it. That's beautiful stuff. All right. There is that. I got one last one to show you. Now, this isn't new, but they did knock the price down on it quite a bit. When it was new, it was kind of expensive, but now it's a little bit cheaper. This is Etrofil Silk Road. Why don't we read about it, see what it says. It's 100 grams. This is another thinner one. I don't know why. I knew that it was thin, but I wanted it to see it. It's been so long. 400 meters, so about 440 yards, but 90% 90% wool, 10% silk. Nice. Hand wash, lay flat, of course, because it's not a super wash wool. It's just a regular wool. But it feels okay, you know? It's wool. I love wool. It smells like straight up wool too. I love that smell. I always say if they made a perfume of the smell of fresh off the farm wool, I would wear it every day. I know. I've been told a bunch of times that I'm sickening and gross smelling my yarn. But I enjoy the smell of wool. Plus I have to tell you if it smells funny, because sometimes yarns don't smell good. And I tell you if they don't. So that is the Silk Road. Isn't that pretty? It's got the little dots up in it. And they classify this as, I don't even know. It doesn't say what they classify it as. But I'm going to give that a 2-weight classification. It's very pretty. The Silk Road is $9.27 a hank, or you can buy a 5-pack for 10% cheaper. This stuff used to be like close to 20 bucks on their website when it first came out, but it really knocked down the price on it. So that is all the new yarn that I have to show you. So the Silk Road wasn't new, and that big ball in the beginning wasn't new, but I think everything else was. I think. And now they have more new yarn. which I'll have to get, but I can't get it now. Maybe on a later date. I will, since my video is like so long right now, I'm not going to whip that up on my Addy at the moment. But I will do it eventually, and I'll show you what they look like when I get them done, okay? Thanks everybody for watching. Oh, favorite. You guys have to tell me your favorite. That's a very, very hard choice for me to pick a favorite. I really like the Wool Star. It is so thin and I cannot use it, but it's so gorgeous in color. You know, it's so beautiful. If you wonder why I can't use this, because I have arthritis in my fingers and I cannot use thin yarns anymore. But like I said, I promise it's going to go to a good home. I love the Gazal worm, even though it's the bumpies. It's worth every penny, I think. It depends on who you are. And I'm going to make myself a hat out of one of the reds. What I do with the rest is, I don't know yet. Oh, and for the non-hand dyes, I think my favorite is the Heritage. It's very pretty. I'm curious to see what this is going to look like worked up as well. So, thanks everybody for watching. Let me know your favorite in the comments. Ooh, I can't wait to make a hat out of that one. It's going to be so pretty. I'll see you guys in my next video. All right. Bye, guys.